Hi, this is Carrie, and this is the DJI Action 2. This is the newest in the Action family from DJI, and it's a pretty interesting design. First off, it is modular. So you have a camera and a pack. And the pack, in this case, is the dual monitor. So when attached, it gives you a front facing screen. The other one is a battery pack. So it's basically the same, just doesn't have a monitor. What this does have is some additional features, but we'll talk about those in just a moment. The camera itself, tiny, tiny, tiny. They say the same weight as an egg. So if you're used to shooting with an egg, I guess that's going to be important to you. In terms of functions on here, you only have a button on the top, turns it on, changes modes, starts and stops recording. Pretty simple. You've got a microphone built in on the side. You have a big, nice, responsive screen on the back, and this data port on here. And we'll get to that in a little bit. And then you'll see these two little notches on the side, and that is how it connects to the different accessories. So we'll get to all these. But in terms of a camera performance, this thing is pretty cool. 4K up to 120 frames per second. So awesome for high action sports. Of course, it can do 60 frames per second, 30, 24, and all the way down into your 2.7 1080p. But the maximum is going to be your 4K 120. Now, at that, it is going to be doing a lot of processing. So this thing will heat up pretty good. You're probably not going to be shooting 30-minute documentaries at 4K 120. This thing will overheat, but all action cameras overheat when you push them to their max. So not surprised that a very tiny camera pushing 4K 120 is going to get hot after a while. But most people are going to be using it for short snippets of things. And unless you're doing mountain biking or motorcycling or something where you need something to be running for a long period of time. In that case, that heat could actually present a small problem. But in terms of everything else, it's a really nice camera and really small, easy to use. But there's a couple things you really need to know about before deciding that this is going to be the next action camera for you. So to start, as the camera itself, there's no memory card on it, nor is there a USB jack. So it does have what they say is a 32 gig internal SD card, but when formatted, it only gives you 24 gigs of usable space. If you're shooting 4K 120, you're going to burn through that fast. And so, 4K 60, even 4K 30, you're still going to go through 24 gigs pretty quick. And the only way to get it off of here is basically to wirelessly transfer it to your phone, or when you're connected to a pack and then USB and then to your computer. But if you're in the field, the only way to get it off is with your phone, unless you carry a laptop with you. So that's one downside. But for being able to just put this tiny little thing in certain places, that's maybe a reasonable trade-off for some people. Now, how do you get more memory? Well, you need one of the combo packs. You're either going to get the dual monitor combo or the power combo. And when that is attached to it, snap with the magnets, now I have an SD card capable of going up to 256 gigs. I have my USB port for charging and downloading. I have additional microphones on here. I have a better speaker on here. I have another control button on here that works the same as the one on top. So I have a lot of additional functionality as well as that front facing screen. So for vlogging or putting it up somewhere where you want to see that screen, or basically acting as a normal action camera, this is going to be kind of a standard configuration here. I have a screen on the back, a screen on the front. Works extremely well. So let's talk about this magnetic mount. This seems to be the thing that is probably causing the most comments on Facebook and stuff, is how secure are these things? And I gotta say, in my experience, they're extremely solid. So not only does it have a magnet, if you see on here, you have these little tabs, and that's a physical connection as well. So once it's attached, squeeze those little tabs together, and this thing is super, super secure. And that goes for all of the additional accessories. So how about putting it on a DJI FPV drone or any other FPV drone? Sure, it comes with the Action Cam connector. Put it on there. Make sure you squeeze those tabs in. This thing is not coming off. I mean, it would take such a whack on this thing that something else is going to break. I don't think it's going to be this connector here. I think it's going to be the lens or something else is going to give way before this magnetic mount does. And these magnets are super strong. Now, not only can you attach the camera and the module together, you can also use the accessories on the bottom of the other connector or the other module. So that's pretty handy. So what do you have? You have your Action camera style mount. You have a tripod mount. It's got a 1/4 on the bottom. It's got a little ball head. So same thing, snaps in place. Is there a right and wrong way of putting these on? Well, yes, but you can't. So if I have this, of course I had it the right way. If I have it turned the wrong way, the magnets are going to be opposing, and it will not let you put it on there in the wrong way. It'll just slide this thing across a table. So let's see if I can. So it will not let you put it on wrong. Turn it over, and it's going to snap right together. So yes, there is a front and a back to the way the mounts go on here, but it's not going to let you put them on backwards. You're going to notice right away you're doing it wrong and allow you to put it on correctly. Now, second piece is this little base. And a lot of people thought this was a magnetic mount to go along with the magnetic personality of all this stuff, but it's not. It's a sticky mount. So you take the cover off, peel off the back here, and now you have this super sticky stuff that can go onto just about anything and then peel right off. And after a while, this is going to lose its stickiness. And just wash it, and it's good to go. And it even says so right in the bottom of the cap. Then you have the lanyard. And the lanyard is a 2-piece contraption. And I'll just put it on the outside so you can see it here. And you have this top piece. And on here, it has 8 little dots, which correspond to the 8 dots that are on here. So if we just try and put this on wrong, nope, it's not going to let me. Turn it around, snaps in place, and this can be underneath your clothes, boom, and you have a lanyard mount. And when you have it underneath your clothes, it's going to hold it, and so it's not going to move around while you're walking around and stuff. It's not going to swing because the magnet will hold it between your clothing. So good little features there. The question is, how does it work, right? So I just took it off-roading, did some different things with it, mounted it on my bumpers, on my window, on my dash. Tried it in a number of different scenarios, hand holding it outside the window, just trying to see what kind of stabilization it would get, and it works extremely well. And of course, just because people were going to ask, I did stick it on a DJI FPV drone, and here's a little bit of footage from that. So as you can see, very smooth, very clean, works extremely well. So it's good for a variety of different tasks. But what it comes down to, is this really going to be usable for you? If you are okay with always having the little power bank or monitor on here, and the monitor does provide extra battery to it, so that's nice, then it's a great little system that is comparable or even better than a Hero 10 or the Osmo Action or the original Osmo Action. It's when you separate them and now you're down to just the camera. If this is the portability and functionality you're looking for, then you have to keep in mind that there's no SD card available on it, and it's just not a super easy way of getting the footage off, and you're not going to do it quickly no matter what. So image quality, the thing is great, the frame rates are great, the resolutions are great, the size is great, the weight is great, the magnetic mounts are fantastic. So there's a lot to like about this. It's just buyer beware that if this is what you're looking for, or maybe a replacement to a GoPro Session, this is not exactly it, because there's no replaceable battery, there's no micro SD card slot, there's no way of connecting a microphone on here. So even with the higher end dual monitor module, there's no way to plug in a microphone. So that to me was kind of the biggest showstopper, because I do often record to these cameras, the different action cameras, depending on what I'm doing, and not being able to do it to here, that was kind of a setback. So yeah, I wish there was a way around that. Maybe if it would have used like the Pocket 2 wireless microphone, something to give good quality audio into this. Now, I will say that especially with the dual monitor module on here that has the extra microphones, the audio is quite good. It's not bad at all, but it's still not a lavalier mic. It's still not something else. I can't connect a wireless mic to it. So it's going to be very limited in scope to something that's close to it for that audio to sound as good as it can. So that is the DJI Action 2. This is the dual monitor combo, which I think is a great purchase. Or if you don't need the front-facing monitor, just get the power combo, which is just the extra battery. And I think you'll be very happy with it, as long as you understand its strengths and weaknesses and whether those are going to be suitable for your particular needs. So thanks for watching, everybody. Please get yours here at Multicopter Warehouse. Just go to multicopterwarehouse.com. We do have these in stock right now for you to order. So take advantage of it while you can. They're going to go pretty quick. So thanks for watching, everybody. We'll catch you later. Bye-bye.